Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of General Geekery. With me, as always, is JD.
Hello.
I think about the only cool toy announcement that's been made since our last show. Because I don't know, did we talk about the Iron Man retro line that was coming out? Or
Oh, it hadn't been announced yet.
okay, so yeah, there's like three Iron Man figures. Count Nefaria. I can't remember who else was going to be in that wave.
Whiplash
Whiplash.
and She-Hulk.
She-Hulk, that's it. Yeah. So it's based on the the cards are similar to the the name of the toy company that made that.
Toy Biz.
Toy Biz, thank you.
Um,
The Toy Biz Iron Man figures, the ones that had the vacuum metal add-on parts that look
yeah,
really cool.
they were the package was based on the 1994 cartoon.
Yes, 94 cartoon toy line. Those figures look really cool on the card, but once you take them off and start playing with them, they're just hot garbage. So all of mine are still carded, and they will stay that way. But
Um,
I'm getting the Iron Man. I've already pre-ordered the three Iron Man figures, which
yeah,
look
I like how Hasbro has decided that they're gonna do these Marvel Legends waves. They're gonna use that retro packaging design because they always have Spider-Man figures out now that also use the card based on the 1990s Spider-Man cartoon.
well, I think
Um,
they're doing X-Men figures too on the 97 card, aren't they?
no, those are based on the X-Men 97 cartoon that's out right now on Disney Plus, which is a sequel to um, the original 90s cartoon. But that line never had a dedicated, or that cartoon never had a dedicated toy line in terms of based on the cartoon. They were just always making X-Men figures back in the 90s. So they have put out a line of figures that do use the 90s style packaging, but these are specifically not based on that. These are
Got
from the cartoon. And this was an excuse for them to put out a lot of characters that they put out over the years, but are now harder to find on the secondary market, like Nightcrawler. When I mentioned him, that I got him on the show last episode, they've put out a bunch of Marvel Legends Nightcrawler figures, but he's a popular character, so they're always harder to get.
gotcha.
And like on the secondary market, they're more expensive. But so this is basically an excuse to put out Rogue, Storm, Gambit, Bishop, Cyclops in normal regular go into the store and you can find them packaging. In theory, now if you go into the stores, you can't find them, but that's simply because yes, they're popular. Um,
Well, I saw the cards and saw the Toy Biz cards, and immediately before I looked really closely at the figures, I immediately thought, "Oh, they're gonna release the Lost Wave of Toy Biz Iron Man figures," because there was one wave that got made. There's production photos of them on the internet, but they didn't get released. So I was kind of
explain what was in the Lost Wave. Not
uh,
like a list of figures, but were they more
I think there was like a
vi-
radioactive man. I
oh
don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember most all of the Iron Man figures. I think except maybe one were just repaints, which which the line was pretty much at that point anyway. Um, and I think there was a living laser in that wave too. But there was a couple new figures that did not see a release. I think Living Laser and I think Radioactive Man. I'm not 100% because it's been a long time since I've looked at those. Some of those did make it out because I've seen like people like in hand, but I'm sure they're like prototypes that made it like fell off the truck somewhere, but they did not see a release. So it's kind of hoping for those, but at the same time, like I said, they're not much more than just eye candy. The those Toy Biz figures. So when I saw that they were just they're new Iron Man figures on retro cards, I was like, meh, I can live with that too.
and they're all based on like this is an entire comic book based line because there's a lot of MCU Iron Man figures, and there's a lot of Iron Man figures they put out based on newer comics, but these are all 80s comics based, right? So,
I don't remember. I'll have to look again. I
well, because I know there's an Iron Man with huge clunky boots, um, and there's an Iron Man. I
uh,
think one of them is from the Armor Wars.
I don't think so.
I could be wrong, but I want. I do not have any idea who Count Nefaria is,
Oh, I don't remember. I knew you were going to
but
ask me, and I don't remember.
no, I was gonna say, even without context, I love that figure. I might not have any idea who he is, but I love the look of that character. He's so cheesy. He looks like a superhero that could easily fit in to a carnival or a circus setting. He's clearly evil with that head sculpt. Um, he's he looks like a villain from the Vincent Price as Crystal Ball school of supervillainry. Um, with having no context for that character, I fucking need that figure. And I need that She-Hulk figure because when I was reading the She-Hulk comic book line back in the 90s, um, when John Byrne was uh, running it, that was the She-Hulk that would come out of the comic panels and talk to the audience, break the fourth wall, and it was
Uh-huh.
all comedic. This is what She-Hulk looked like. So this is a She-Hulk based on those late 80s, early 90s comics. And I've seen mostly praise for it and mostly responses like, oh, they need to repaint that in uh Fantastic Four uniform at some point because like even though the Fantastic Four is generally the four most well-known members of the family, the lineup has changed over the years, and occasionally there's more than four people in the Fantastic Four. And I didn't read the comics, but I remember for a long time seeing comics where She-Hulk was a member of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
So
No,
at some point,
the Iron
it's
Man
money in the bank if
one Iron
they.
Man is definitely like mid 2000s armor.
Okay. Um, what
Uh,
about the ones with the giant boots?
y-
Um,
I'm looking for that one right now to see if it's yeah, that's supposed to be the neoclassic armor after when John Romita Jr. started drawing it and draw it.
I was gonna say, I was gonna make a joke if it was a John Romita Jr. Iron Man because he's got the concrete or the cinder block feet, but I wasn't gonna make that joke. But
No,
oh yeah,
that's yeah, it's not a joke. That's the style of art.
um, no, I'm saying the joke we always make that even his civilians have gigantic feet, but
Yeah.
um, it's still a cool looking figure. Um, um, I don't buy a ton of Iron Man figures, but when I do, they're either aesthetically really different from traditional Iron Man figures, or I tend to get really quirky armors like that one. I will probably end up with that figure.
Yeah, it's mid 2000s somewhere for that other one. I don't I couldn't tell you anymore.
No, but it's definitely from the comic books.
Yeah, 100%.
Um,
It's one of my favorite like action figures too in the 3 3/4 inch line. So I'm I'm might actually have to get a second one to open.
um,
Actually, yeah, I'm not actually sure. I'm gonna actually keep those on the card. I haven't decided because they're not the Toy Biz ones. So those probably will get open anyway.
I they used that packaging design last year for one of the Iron Man figures. I think that came with that the one that came with that gigantic cannon,
Yeah.
and then they used one for a War Machine repaint
Yeah.
because I've got it downstairs. I still haven't opened it because I have the silver version that they put out with the head sculpt. So, but yeah, they announced that, and I'm like, that's a cool looking wave of figures.
That big
Um,
pulse gun was based off the video game.
uh, is this a build a figure wave? I didn't see it.
I don't think so.
Okay. Um, oh no, they're not. The
Um,
retro waves, yeah, they never have build a figure
uh,
parts. Um, yeah,
uh,
and the other toy announcement they made was that Target exclusive
I was just
Tiger
about to
Force.
mention that. Yeah,
Yeah, the Tiger Paw with wreckage.
I
It's,
think the totally not interested in that. I think the wreckage is a esoteric and cool addition to the classified line, but again, I just aside
I
aside from uh Outback and Beachhead, have no use for Tiger Force.
um as soon as I saw those pictures, I posted a gif of some lady going, "Gimme, gimme, gimme, gimme." Yeah, I need it.
Yeah,
I need
I
it.
figured.
They I've said for well, in fact, I said when we talked about the ferret, I'll probably end up with the ferret and the repaints of it, and I figured they'd make a Tiger Force repaint based called the Tiger Paw, and oh, they did. Oh, they wasted no time putting out pictures of that, and oh, to include wreckage. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Wreckage was he was introduced in the 2003 Toys R Us set. Uh, there was a 5 figure repaint set, and Wreckage was released there. He's based on a concept for an unreleased character from the original Tiger Force line called Sabretooth. Um, so Wreckage, he's a Firefly repaint, which is why this is a Firefly repaint. But they they did a they did this mask detail, this balaclava detail where it's supposed to be like a Sabretooth tiger skeleton skull, and I mean it's cool looking, but I've been wondering for a while if Target was going to keep putting out the Target or if Target was still going to put out the Tiger Force exclusives, and if they were, because like Roadblock and Tripwire, the 2-pack, that's Target,
uh-huh.
and I was wondering if they were going to keep doing those, but if they were going to have to go into that 2003 Toys R Us set. Because I mean, most of those Stalker's already in the line. Dial Tone is announced for the line. Jinx we've seen, but she's not out. And now we've seen Wreckage. Um, and obviously that Sabretooth character was renamed as Wreckage because they can't use the name. So the only figure out of that box set that there's nothing for right now is Big Brawler, but I think he's also the lowest on their list of priorities. But
I don't know.
now
He's
that
one of
Wreckage is
the spirit
coming,
favorites. I could see him being like way further down the pipeline.
I do think he'll happen eventually. But well, for a little bit, Big Brawler was introduced in that 2001 Real American Hero collection, and for a little bit they did a few different repaints of him, um, or a few different versions of him. He even made it in the Valorverse Venom line. Um, and then the club did a Big Brawler figure, a Tiger Force Big Brawler for a convention exclusive. But I do think Hasbro might do that. But yeah, I think you're right. I think he'll be way down on the list of things they'll do. I'm pretty sure they'll
No,
do
I think
Stalker and
I'm saying
Jinx.
I think he's a fan favorite, and I think it's gonna be my guess is that you're gonna be surprised and he's gonna come out way sooner than you think.
Yeah, that is possible. Stalker and Jinx
He's one that has
will,
a huge cult following. I think
yeah,
that's
that's true.
and
Well,
they've been pretty good about putting stuff out like that, so I think it's in the pipeline. I would
no, I'm sure it is. In fact, all five of those figures, even if Wreckage wasn't already on the way, I would have been surprised if they didn't, because what they did with that set was they they went in a different direction with the colors. There's a lot of blues and oranges that weren't in the original line, but they were doing a nod to the European Tiger Force figures. Um, and they were using like Dial Tone had a bunch of figures up till that point, so and they never had a communications guy in Tiger Force, so he made sense. And another commander for the unit, Stalker, that makes sense. And they never had a ninja, so they used Jinx. But I'm pretty sure they'll all get classified repaints at some point.
oh, yeah. I have no doubt of it.
I
Same
I've
with
never
I don't see them not doing Beachhead now that the retro figures coming out with the V1 mold.
considering that they did the Crimson Strike team.
Yeah,
I
because the Beachhead's a convention figure.
Yeah, and he was from the GI Joe Collectors Club too, but
Mhm.
that's another one. That figure is popular, always has been. Um, of the three Joes in that Dreadnought versus Tiger Force set for the 2004 convention, Mutt and Hardtop are generally nobody actually cares that much. But Beachhead has always been popular as a character, as a Tiger Force repaint, as a Night Force repaint. There's been a plethora of beachheads. So I
Beachhead,
am sure
Beachhead, and
that
Outback are the only two Tiger Force customs I've ever made.
um yeah, I the fact that their very first Tiger Force figure in the classified line was Tiger Force Outback as a nod to the European Tiger Force line, I'm pretty certain that we can count on continuously getting more Tiger, which is good because I'll buy them all. I didn't. Mm, I wasn't a huge fan of Tiger Force when I was a kid.
Hated
It
it.
was a lot more of a like a kitschy. These are kind of ugly, but I like them anyway. Sort of repaint, and I'm still a fan based on that. But as I've gotten older, I've actually gained a more definite appreciation for them as a unit, like as a dedicated unit of like forest jungle warfare. They're gonna they're gonna put these guys in in places nobody else wants to go to. And what is that?
It is the SH Figure Arts Marky
Ah,
Iron Man armor. I'm using it as a paint reference for my.
ah. Oh, I see. Oh, you're working on your Adam Savage custom.
Yeah, I've got the Iron Man finished,
Oh, that's cool.
so I'm just waiting on the head.
So, so yeah, Wreckage, Tiger Paw. I didn't pre-order it, and that's simply because so far all of the Tiger Force repaints at Target have shown up. I can't always count on seeing the mainline release stuff at Target, but I have seen all of the Tiger Force stuff, so I'm pretty sure I'll see this too.
I
Um,
just checked Pulse out of curiosity, and it's the pre-order sold out, which
I,
again is one of the things that absolutely pisses me off about Hasbro is a pre-order should never sell out. It should be an indicator of how many units you need to make.
the thing is with those, they're exclusive to Target, just like there's exclusives to Walmart. But Pulse will bring in a limited number of them for the people that don't either their stores really suck and they don't get stuff in, or maybe they don't have a Target near them, so Pulse will put them out too. Um, like all the Python Patrol have gone through Pulse. Um, all the Tiger Force have been available through Falls. But so I'm not really surprised they're still available for pre-order on Target, but I'll find them. I yeah, I'm not worried about it, but I'm glad that I'm glad to see that this one is coming. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they do next. There was a Tiger Force repaint of the Vamp in the vintage line.
Yeah.
Pretty sure at some point they'll put out another Vamp in Tiger Force colors, and
Yeah,
I'm sure
they're gonna beat that Vamp mold to death. I mean, I'm waiting for the announcement for the version 2 and the Stinger and the yeah.
it's only a matter of time. Right around there's going to be an announcement around the corner of the Stinger. I'm pretty sure. Um, Convention season is coming up after all.
True.
And but the um, yeah, they
Ooh, that reminds me. I gotta put in my vacation time for Denver Comic Con.
yes, is that where you're going to go meet Adam Savage?
Yeah.
Um, um, yeah, because years ago he got dressed up because he always does that. He gets dressed up in these costumes and he goes incognito to
I
these
don't know if he does it at
San
the
Diego
smaller
Comic Con.
conventions. He always does it at San Diego Comic Con. I don't know if he does it at the smaller cons.
Oh,
So
I don't know either, but I mean, he'll go in his homemade or his garage made costumes, and at some point he'll reveal himself because I see the pictures of him but he always makes these super elaborate, awesome fabricated costumes. So
yeah,
um,
one of his hobbies is to make movie accurate replicas of the prop.
yeah, and he does a good job.
Oh yeah,
Um,
he's amazing. That's why I think he'll dig a custom figure of himself. I think if anybody will appreciate it, it would be Adam Savage.
oh yeah, 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 I have to hear what his reaction is. Um, but yeah, because last week you sent me a picture of an Iron Man Mark One custom that you were working on, and I thought, well, he's never made one of those, so I guess it's time that he made that. And then you mentioned the Adam Savage thing. I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. Uh,
Um,
yeah, because he made a real awesome replica of the Mark One armor at one of the for the San Diego Comic Con and walked around on the floor in it. So I'm gonna it'll be a 2-pack. I haven't decided how I'm gonna do the packaging yet. If I'm gonna make 2 separate cards or I haven't decided how I'm gonna do that yet. But I'll have the I'll put him Adam Savage on the Mark One body, so it'll have an interchangeable head. And then I'll just use a Marauder Task Force figure to do just blue jeans and a t-shirt.
um, yeah, you should wear a MythBuster shirt. Um,
I thought about that.
um, um, well, I wanted to. Anybody who watches this show has probably been watching this show all along. Maybe even listened to our
Yeah.
audio only show. But so they probably know a lot about us, but not necessarily about us as people. More they um most of them probably know us as collectors. Well, I had an idea that if the people want to know who we are, I've got a list of questions that I stole from Stephen Colbert's late night talk show. He calls it the Colbert Questionnaire,
Nice.
where he'll have celebrity guests and he'll give them the Colbert Questionnaire so that um, you can get to know people in interviews, but you can't necessarily get to know who they are as people. And this is, uh, he calls it uh, like soul bearing questions where you get to know the person inside. And so I want to ask Brian these questions, so maybe there's revelations about himself that he's never mentioned on the show. Hey, there might be things I don't know, despite him being my best friend. That so I'm going to ask you these questions, and then future episodes, I can ask our guests these questions too.
See, that's
So,
why I normally, when we have guests on, I usually let JD do the questions because JD is way better at this than I am.
I had a YouTube when I was working the other day. I had the headphones on, and I was watching YouTube, and there was a whole YouTube playlist of all the celebrities taking the Colbert Questionnaire. And I thought, I think I'm going to steal those questions and steal this segment. And we're going to do this on General Geekery.
I like it.
Um, yeah, I watched, there were like 14 or 15 celebrities that I watched do this. And there's a large range of reactions and, answers, but sometimes the celebrities walk right through it. And sometimes they're like, huh, there's a lot of hemming and hawing and sort of, I don't know how they answer that question. So,
Yikes.
uh, Brian, are you ready to take the Colbert Questionnaire?
Let's do it.
All right. What is the best sandwich?
The best sandwich is a meatball sandwich. Hot meatball with fresh, what, marinara and Parmesan cheese. And yeah.
Fuck, I want that for dinner now. Um, that's a good
I'm
choice.
on a quest for the best meatball sandwich.
Um, uh, is that one of those where you go out of town and you tend to find a place where you try to where you can get a meatball sandwich to try it out? That's
Yeah.
cool. I like it. Um, what is one thing you own that you should really throw out?
Probably all of the boxes that my SH Fig Arts figures came in. I have a like closet full of empty boxes.
You know what? I think I've seen that closet when I was at your house. I opened it one day and I'm like, these are the fuck are these boxes from? And I saw like Iron Man logos, and I'm like, why are these here?
Yeah, because they all
Um,
come with like 2 or 3 pairs of hands and effects, and it's like, well, I don't. So I've started like slowly picking them out of all the accessories out of the boxes and putting them in Ziploc bags and then throwing them in a tin, which is right here. And then I get annoyed because it takes so long, and I'm like, fuck this, and then I just stop doing it. So I still have a closet of
is that
SH Figure boxes that I need to get
it,
rid of.
is that a popcorn tin?
Yes, it is.
Nice. Um, what is the scariest animal?
The scariest animal? Virus.
Wait, what?
A virus.
Ah, oh, never heard that answer before. This is what you get when you ask these questions to a medical professional. Um, um,
Or if you want like a real
oh, I like that answer, but sure, go for it.
rats. I am
Yeah.
just like Professor Henry Jones afraid of rats.
Oh, you wouldn't have found the Grail Knight's tomb under that library in Venice.
I was in Sierra Leone uh working, and um my supervisor had, god damn that thumbs up thing. My supervisor had asked me if I had seen any of the giant rats yet, and I'm like, fuck you, giant rats, don't tell me about giant rats. And he flew in to see me, and he showed me this picture on his phone. It was this kid that had killed one. It was the size of a like small dog.
So it was like the Princess Bride with the ROUS, the rodents of unusual size.
So it gets worse. So I'm in my like hotel room one night, and the window starts opening. I'm like, oh fuck me, the giant rats are coming for me. So I see this arm reaching in to open the window because somebody's breaking in. I'm like, oh, thank God, somebody's just breaking into my room. It's not one of the giant rats. So I picked up my switchblade and opened my switchblade, and that arm disappeared when they heard that knife open.
No
So,
kidding.
and I told my supervisor that later, and he's like, "That's a like recordable incident. You should have called this right away. That's a safety thing." I'm like, "Man, I was just glad it wasn't a rat." I'm like, "It was just somebody breaking into my room." So apparently that story is still told in the alarm center to this day.
Um, so this is why the little rat from the tripwire figure went to Emily's office with her because she likes rats and you don't.
Mm.
Um, um, yeah, you definitely would not have gone under that tunnel in Venice to find the knight. Um, yeah. Um, okay, this question's kind of obvious, but it's on the questionnaire. So, have you ever asked anyone for their autograph? I know you have. You tend to do that with a lot of celebrities, but which one? What was your first celebrity autograph on a custom?
On a custom, what was my uh Patrick Warburton. Patrick
Oh,
Warburton autographed my
Venture Brothers, right?
Brock Sampson figure.
Yeah, you said he got a kick out of that, right?
In his Patrick Warburton voice, he said, "That is the coolest thing I've ever seen. I need a pic."
Nice, nice.
And he pulled out his phone and snapped a picture of me with that.
You know, when the celebrity asks you for a ask for a memento of you, you
Yeah,
have done something astounding.
agree.
Um,
So Patrick Warburton was the first custom that I got autographed. My
um,
first figure autograph was Jeremy Bullock autographed a Star Wars figure at the like very first Star Trek convention I went to.
um, that's cool. Um, Obviously, it was Boba Fett, right? Which was it, vintage or
Power of the Force, I think. It was the only
okay?
I didn't plan on getting an autograph, but they're like everybody started lining up and it wasn't very expensive. I'm like, fuck, I need something quick. So I went and bought a Power of the Force figure because it was cheap. And they're like, no special messages, don't ask for anything. And I got up there and I'm like, so I know I'm not supposed to ask for any special messages, but I'd really like it if you'd autograph it, Jeremy Bullock, aka Boba Fett. And in his like British voice, he's like, "Oh, that's fucking brilliant. I like that. I might just start signing all my stuff like that."
I bet he did too. Um,
So
that's
I thought
cool.
that was pretty cool. And that's how we signed it, and I still have it.
Um, that is cool. Um, what do you think happens when we die?
I don't have the answer to that one.
No, what do you think? Like in your mind, like if you
Probably nothing.
any, you think it just ends and that's it? All right. Um, Favorite action movie?
Favorite action movie. Ugh, jeez. Uh oh man. I
Name
don't
two if you can't pick just one.
I don't think I could pick I don't think I could pick 20.
What's the one you watch the most often?
Um I'm gonna say probably Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
That's a good one. That's a popular answer with the celebrities. Um, Favorite smell?
Hmm. I'd have to say either like fresh baked cookies or the smell of the pine trees up in the mountains in the summer.
Ooh, nice. Least favorite smell?
You don't want the answer to that one. It's
Oh,
medical.
yes, I do.
Oh, you do not. Next
Oh,
question.
yes, I do. And our audience more specifically wants the answer to that.
Dead blood and burning flesh.
Ooh, nice. Yeah. Eh, I imagine you have more exposure to burning flesh than I do, but I don't even like the smell. Like if I singe my fingers or burn it with a lighter when I don't. I imagine you've experienced it on a much grander scale than that, though.
And the burning flesh, not so much, but um, when I was an anesthesia, when I was doing paramedic rotations, paramedic school rotations, I was working in the OR, and they brought in a poor bastard that was test driving a motorcycle, and some old little lady pulled out in front of him, and he clobbered her, and he died. And so they let me practice intubation on him, putting the breathing tube down. And I got in there. I'm like, what is that smell? And the doctor's like, that's dead blood. Nothing else smells like that. You will always remember that smell. And he was
Well,
right. And that was 25 years ago. Yeah. So
you've never forgotten that. Um, oh, lovely. Um,
I'll do. You don't want to
yeah,
know.
but these are the hard hitting questions with hard hitting answers.
Yeah.
Um, what was the first concert you ever attended?
Huey Lewis in the News on the Small World Tour.
Nice.
I
Did
went
they
with,
sing "The Power of Love"?
yeah. Yeah, they did. Went to Fiddler's Green, which is a like open air amphitheater up in Denver, with my parents. So
So it was a while ago then.
yeah,
Um,
I was in high school.
um, flat or sparkling water? I'm guessing.
Flat.
Um,
I I did never liked the sparkling water. It tastes weird to me.
there's a look. I drink a lot of pop, but I can't do sparkling water. It's that weird artificial whatever it is that they get to put the carbonation in there that it tastes going down like the aftertaste is supposed to.
Yeah.
I don't like.
And a lot of
It's
the
like,
places I've been, that's kind of like the in thing to drink because that kind of water used to contain quinine in it, which is an anti-malarial. So, and it doesn't anymore, but it's just tradition. So a lot of places have that I've been where like in Africa and stuff.
um, and then most used app on your phone.
Uh, Pokemon Go.
I got the same answer. Um, um, and I've been playing it for longer, so it's been a well. When I get a new phone, even if I don't transfer all the apps, that's the first one that like I will transfer all the apps after, but I will install that one first.
Probably Pokemon Go, then Facebook, and then WhatsApp, and then app called Pulsera that I used for work.
Um, you get one song to listen to for the rest of your life. What is it? Doesn't have to be continuous, but when you listen to a song, this is the one that comes up.
We do an album.
No.
Uh, uh, I'll wait. Van Halen, 1984 album.
All right. What number am I thinking of?
42.
Damn it. I might be right. Um, you might be right. And describe the rest of your life in 5 words.
uh, Bitter Old Man.
2 more.
5 words or less. How about that?
No, gotta be 5 words.
Uh, Part-time Bitter Old Man.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right. That was the Colbert Questionnaire. Next episode, you can read those questions to me.
I like it. No, I think that's yeah, it's interesting for sure.
I I like I like the range of topics that it covers. Um,
Like the fact that you had some questions that like had interesting backstories to them too.
yeah, because whenever the celebrities answer it, they'll usually have like there's a wide range of answers for like whose autograph have you asked for, what your first concert was, but um the scariest animal spiders come up a lot on that list. Rats come up a lot on that list. Snakes come up a lot on that list. Um, um,
I
like,
not afraid of
like,
snakes. I had to one of my duties when I was in Liberia was to go pick up the venomous snakes that were in the camp and get rid of them.
how did you pick them up? Did you have
Snake
like a
grabber.
grabber?
Yeah. And
Ah,
I'm like, if I if I get bit, I'm like, why am I doing this? If I'm the one that gets bit, I'm the one that has to administer the anti-venom because there's nobody else qualified to do it. And they're like, well, that's a good question. Nobody's brought that up before. Go get rid of the snake. So we had
oh,
there
oh,
was
yeah,
a nest of vipers underneath my clinic in Liberia.
lovely. I'm glad you didn't get bit. I might be biased. I'm glad you didn't get
Yeah, I am too.
bit. That's that's awful. Um, um, yeah, I'll send you that list. You can ask me next time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
I like that. I think
but
that's
yeah, that the playlist I had on, I swear to God, like the most of the celebrities had different. I mean, there were a few really random answers, but snakes came up a lot.
I might
Um,
have to watch that playlist too, because that sounds like that'd be interesting.
um, yeah, it is. Sometimes there's a two-part one because like the celebrity will talk a lot before they get to the questions. Um,
I think
but
we do. I think we need to add a couple of our own questions to that and make it the general geekery questionnaire,
yeah, we could do that.
like favorite action figure, GI Joe or Cobra, Autobots or Decepticons, something like that. A couple of questions like
Autobots.
that. Send me the list, and I will come up with a couple of questions, and we'll make it the general geekery questionnaire.
All right, sounds good. And like we like to do on this show, we like to open toys. I
Yeah.
have one to open. Brian didn't have any, so he went in the other room and he got some, and he came back with like four of them. So I'm gonna let him start.
All right. I have been wanting to open this one for a while, since I started putting up my shelves, but I just haven't had the chance to do it. It's really hard for me to open it because I love the packaging, but it's time for it to get to open, and that is the Punisher War Machine.
Nice.
Yeah.
One of the few War Machine figures I don't have.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought
Um.
I had this because I
Uh.
seen it
I.
like
Uh. I. I never actually found it in the store here, and then I was gonna order it, and then I forgot. Um. Yeah, because there were two Game Stops here. Neither of them had it, and they did call some of the other stores and like, well, there's one in Cheektowaga that has it. I'm like, can you have it sent here? They're like, no, we don't do that. I'm like, well, I'm not driving all the way to Cheektowaga for an action figure. That's it's not quite you driving to Denver, but it's not that far. I mean, it's far enough that if I don't have another reason to go out there, I'm not going out there. Is that figure based on the comics?
yes.
Um, is it Frank wearing War Machine armor, or is it Rhodey wearing Punisher armor,
Uh,
like being the
Frank
Punisher?
Frank
Okay, because I
Iron.
know there have been other people that have run around as the Punisher before, but I didn't really think Rhodey was on that list. I'm like, oh, maybe not.
No, but I think that would make an interesting.
What if series?
Yeah. And speaking of what if, uh, I didn't realize it, but they split up the first season of What If and they released a whole bunch at one time and then the second half of the season later. So my wife and I sat down and watched the second season of What If and realized that we had a whole half of the first season of What If that we hadn't seen yet.
Oh, so like the Ultron stuff, you haven't watched that?
Yeah.
Ah, I haven't finished the second season yet.
We
Um,
just watched we just got through the 3rd or 4th episode of the 2nd season last night.
I like the premise of the show, but it's one that I watch an episode and then I get distracted by everything else and it falls through the cracks for a little. The one I watched, the last one I watched was, oh nice. Uh oh nice. I
Yeah.
like the tick marks on the leg.
Yeah, he's got bomb like um like mission marks on his leg and on his chest too.
Oh, that's cool.
I tried to
Um
make some decals like that for my custom, but they didn't turn out very well.
um no, he's got the torso swivel, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the teeth weren't just off center from the skull. Okay, just checking. Um I
It's
yeah. The last episode of What If I watched had Happy Hogan get the Hulk serum and that yeah, that was fun. Um
was. And we watched the one just after that one where Tony Stark, what if Tony Stark had gone to Sakaar?
oh, I did watch that one. That must have been the last one I watched. Yeah, because yeah, there's a race or something and
Yep.
he gets the best of the collector.
Yeah.
Wait,
Not
no, not the collector, the other
Damien.
guy.
James
Yeah, yeah.
Whit is the collector's brother, I understand.
Oh, all right. Well, I didn't realize that. They
I did
never make that connection in the movie, so I didn't
no,
realize.
I didn't
Um,
either, but I recently found out that yeah, I think it's supposed to be his brother actually. So, but that yeah, there
so
you go. So the first one I opened, Punisher War Machine, based on the comics. He's got weapons that plug into his arms, and it looks like they'll plug into his. Oh, maybe not. No, it looks like something's supposed to plug into his. Oh yeah, no, they do. There's another peg for it. So they'll plug into his leg or under his arm.
that is cool looking.
He's got the handle for the stunner that the Mark III War Machine had, and then the barrel has an interchangeable one with like a blue highlights, and then one that's just plain, which
Okay.
I think is a bit extraneous, and it's going to get lost. So, uh, as I've
Put it
said,
in the fuck it bucket.
it goes in the fuck it bucket. So yeah, that one will. Whoops, that one will be going up on the wall later today. Oops. Cool. So yeah, absolutely love this figure. Absolute, like two of my favorite. It's like peanut butter and chocolate. You know, the Reese's cup. Two
Fuck
great,
yeah.
two great things that go great together. Iron Man and the Punisher. Those were the only two comic books that, aside from GI Joe, that I read when I was a kid. Initially. All right. So JD, go with yours.
Okay. Brian sent me this figure. Last time he sent me a box, I opened the box. Like he used a big box, and I know he was sending me a couple of things. Going, why is this such a big box? Well, he included this, so he surprised me with this. I wasn't expecting it, and Midnight Suns. I think there was a video game or something.
I was comic. It was comic book line or a sub line in the
Okay.
comic books. I didn't know Iron Man was part of that Midnight Suns. The Midnight Suns run that I have has Punisher, Blade, maybe Doctor Strange. I don't remember. I know Punisher and Blade were part of it.
Yeah,
Uh,
because
no. Johnny Blaze, I think, was part of it.
oh,
So
Ghost Rider.
uh,
Okay.
was not while he had Ghost Rider. He was just Blaze.
Oh, all right.
It's like a anti.
Yeah, because
I
on
think
the
Ghost
back of the
Rider, but I think
packaging.
the Danny Ketch Ghost Rider was in there too. I might be
Oh, okay.
correct me if
Oh,
I'm
Danny.
wrong,
Oh, okay.
but
Yeah, Blade is in the rest of the wave because it's got the rest of the wave pictured here, and yeah, Blade's there, and It looks like Daredevil with a beard and
Okay.
Clea. I don't know. It looks like another hand. Um,
The
so
Electro might have been in there too. I don't know. It was I only picked up the titles that were relevant to me, and I think it was Ghost Rider, Punisher, and Blade.
um, yeah, so you get to build a figure piece to a mindless one, but I'm not going to end up with the rest of that because looking at that lineup, Blade's awesome. I don't care about the rest of them.
One
And
thing I hate about the build a figure parts. I hate to throw them away because there's probably somebody that needs that part, but it's just there needs to be like a clearinghouse for those parts where you can just like send it to somebody and they'll like redistribute it or something. I don't know.
yeah, well, because there's always the parts that are harder to get, and then there's the parts that are like real common. So if you're looking for those parts, you go on eBay and you type it in, and you'll have all these auctions where it's got where you can pick whichever part you're looking for, but like the torso or the head will be expensive, and the limbs will all be cheap. Um, so this black and gold Iron Man. First of all, I love this color scheme.
I do too. There
Um,
uh there was a run in the comic books where he had a black and gold armor, and I don't remember the storyline exactly, but he had like this like Connex that would like put additions onto his armor. So like the mod like add modular parts to his armor, and there was a like it wasn't quite a Hulkbuster armor, but it was like a heavily big bulky armor that was got added onto that, and it was just phenomenally awesome.
um, yeah, this was a great color scheme, but I don't know how well the camera's going to pick this up. But there's these elaborate paint apps on the helmet. Oh yeah, I can't see them worth a shit. Um, got like some kind of weathering here. But my favorite part is that he's got these like runes of some sort around the arc reactor. It
And
looks like they're
I know absolutely nothing about this particular armor, so
yeah. It looks like honestly the runes look like they're for spell casting or something. But I love that they just put these extra little touches on it to sell the fact that this is not a traditional like standard mission armor. These are for these missions when they're going when they're going to fight a supernatural something or another. He's going to put this on. It's probably imbued with like mystical something or another.
yeah.
And I really like this because the only Iron Man figures I buy. I mean, I have a movie MCU Iron Man. I have a modular armor from the comics. I have the '80s armor, the red and yellow. Um, but I also have the Star Boost armor. There's a white and black and gold one that I've got that I can't remember the name of. And now there's this guy. The only Iron Man figure I buy tend to be ones that are really like they've got to be eye catching. Like they've got to be really interesting and really different from traditional Iron Man armor. But I never saw this wave of figures. I didn't know this wave of figures existed
Oh,
because usually if there's a wave of Marvel Legends stuff that is wide release, I'll usually see the Iron Man figures at Target, and I never saw this. So I don't know if this wave was like an online exclusive or something, but
stop.
I've never seen this figure. But this might have been one that I might have picked up had I seen it in the store. I would have been like, hmm. Um,
Yeah, I really like the black and gold color scheme. The the mold of the figure itself is fantastic.
yeah, this is man, this is cool. I the little like maybe you can find a like a high res picture of this so you can drop it into the show to give people an idea. But like that, the paint apps on the mask on the gold is just this is beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's gonna go up on the shelf with my Star Boost and the whatever it is armor.
they did
Um,
a great job with this figure.
um. So thank you for that. And of course, he comes with the hands that are in the firing position, and the the uh the repulsor blasts. So all the Iron Man figures come with those. Most of them I don't change out, but this one I want to. Let's see what the. All
Yeah.
right, yeah, not bad. Um, you know, all the toys I buy, all the GI Joe and the Star Wars stuff, and a lot of them come with these little blast effects. And I'm really bad at keeping track of them. And whenever I need them for like dio shots or whatever, I can't ever find them. Like they'll be like I'll put them away, and I can't find them when I need them.
I'm looking for the flame effect from the 3 3/4 inch Boba Fett to put with my Iron Man figure, and I know I have a shitload of them. Cannot find them.
Can't find them.
Cannot
Oh,
find them. I have no.
we're two of a kind, you know that.
I know I have a billion of them because I bought a billion of those figures over the years for customs, and I
But
don't.
I'm changing him back to the fists just because he's cool looking, and I like the idea of him using the uh the thrusters on the suit to just run into somebody with a punch. Um, and getting punched with an armored fist. Ow.
All right. I am going to open one that I've been hesitant to open because I didn't want to lose the pieces. It has a lot of cool, just like tons of cool effects with it. Um, I was super worried I wasn't going to be able to get this figure. I don't really want to open it because I like the box art, but I'm going to open it. I've done a custom of this figure. It is the Jim Lee Black Widow figure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've got that figure. That's one of the Black Widow figures I've got.
Yeah, it was
Uh,
it was a Walmart exclusive. I've seen it a couple times since. I did see it a couple times. I ended up, boy, I don't remember how I ended up getting this. I think I bought it off the internet at Walmart.com. Um, ended up did seeing it. I did end up seeing it in the store, and I've seen it a couple of times at conventions. So at least I would have gotten one at some point in time. But this is how Black Widow looked when I started reading comic books, and so it's kind of my favorite look for her. Um, there was a Black Widow Punisher graphic novel. I don't remember what that is called. I don't actually still have that, unfortunately, because I didn't replace the hardcover graphic novels uh, when I did my started going back and collecting comic books again. Um, but it's just the 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 one piece like skin tight suit. It has the spider like the Black Widow logo on the back underneath the
oh,
jacket.
that's cool. I
Yeah,
have that figure and I never noticed it
yeah.
because she's open. Because I had her sitting on the Tiger Force Ram with Duke at one point, and I never noticed that the back of the suit had the Widow on it. Oh, that's cool.
Um, the Avengers logos on the sleeves of the leather jacket. And then there's a shield logo on the jetpack.
Yeah, I've got my that that jetpack. I've got my Helix figure wearing that right now. Her last mission, she needed a jetpack, and it fit perfectly. Um,
Nice. I like
um,
that.
yeah, it did. I like the jump packs, but I like the idea that those aren't the only jetpacks GI Joe has access to. And well, in my headcanon verse, uh, Shield is uh, they're an active unit and they have ties to GI Joe. Like their like their sword base uh, in space is also the headquarters of Palatoy Action Force and Star Brigade. Um, they're yeah, there it's a joint operation between uh, Shield and other government agencies that operate in space. So, but is that Black Widow? Is that from the same era? Because I remember there was an era years like early
late
'90s,
late
maybe where
90s is what this is from.
yeah, where all the Avengers had like leather jackets on.
Oh, yes. So did the X-Men, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. There was a yeah, because there's blue and yellow uniforms that they wear when they have a uniform look, and yeah, there were yeah. Well, at least Cyclops had a
I think Jean.
jacket, but I remember seeing pictures of the Avengers, and I distinctly remember Black Knight
Oh,
and um, um, Thunderstrike. They had the when Thunderstrike was running around instead of Thor. Yeah, he had no, I think he had a leather vest on, but yeah, um, yeah, Black Knight had a leather jacket on. Wonder Man had the leather jacket on. Um, I think they need to make more Avengers figures with leather jackets. Um,
so yeah, it comes with tons of cool things. So it's got the flame effects for the backpack. It's got 3 sets of her Widow Bites uh gauntlets. So one with the firing effect, one with the smoking effect, and one set with just no effects.
it
Two sets of
is that what those bracelets are called? The Widow Bites?
I think so.
I didn't know that. That's awesome. I didn't know that. That's
Yeah, I
cool.
think so.
Oh
Or
yeah, see those blast effects? Yeah, I don't have those anymore. I don't know what happened to them, but I lost them.
yeah,
So
I
when
absolutely
Helix is wearing the jetpack, she doesn't have blast effects. I have to use my imagination and imagine the fire coming out of the back of the jetpack.
yeah. So I absolutely love this figure. They did a fantastic job. The paint apps are amazing. Um, it's yeah, it talk about a nostalgia factor for me
Yeah,
on
and that sassy hair she's got, that's awesome.
yeah. So I totally love this figure. Glad I have this one in my collection. All the accessories are gonna go in the fuck it bucket so they don't get lost.
Yeah, don't lose those those blast effects for the jetpack because that's awesome. Um, I'm annoyed I lost mine.
One
Um,
one of the two 6-inch Black Widow figures that I have.
um,
The other
yeah, I've got a couple of them. I've got that one. I've got one that's wearing the black from the MCU, and then I've got the one because I sent you the extra head. I Target had a Black Widow last year with like 3 different head sculpts, and I found it clearance to Target one day. I'm like, what? So I picked it up. Um,
only other one I have is they did a motorcycle wave of 3 figures. There was a Punisher. I don't remember. It might have been Ghost Rider. God damn that.
there's a Wolverine with a chopper.
Yeah, Wolverine. So it was Punisher, Wolverine, and Black Widow. And I got the Black Widow at Toys R Us because I knew that they were closing, and I wanted to buy something to because I like this will be the last thing I ever buy at Toys R Us. So I specifically bought that thing. I still have it unopened. Because I'm like, this will be the last thing I ever buy at Toys R Us. So I specifically
Um,
that Black Widow figure as that.
yeah, the Punisher from that wave with the chopper is he's hard to get now. He's expensive. Um, because the 6-inch line, people buy them for all the lines, because the dreadnoughts are coming out, but there's no bikes. So people are gonna find ways to get there. So the Wolverine, he's cheaper than Punisher. But yeah, the Wolf that yeah, I was looking at the pictures of those. I'm like, the problem is I don't want the motorcycles, but I want the figures that go with them. So I'm like, forget it. I don't need it. So
Same.
um
All right.
yeah, but even though because I remember there was an issue of X-Men with Wolverine, Black Widow, and Captain America on the cover that I had, and that was that was an early look into an early look in my comic book fandom, my mutant fascination that I had when I was growing up. of Wolverine hanging out with somebody besides the X-Men because he's on a stealth mission with Captain America and Black Widow, and it was cool
Very,
for me to see him working with other people in the Marvel universe.
it's very iconic cover. It's Jim Lee art.
Yep,
Um,
yep.
Next one I got is Punisher. I couldn't tell you what wave this is from.
Oh, that's the one with the skull face paint. I've seen pictures of it. I like that figure.
It's the 80th anniversary, uh,
Okay.
Marvel 80th anniversary. I don't see a date on here.
Eh. It was 3 or 4 years ago.
Here we go, 2019.
I think. Yeah, okay.
Five, maybe five.
Um,
I picked it
yeah,
up because it looked cool. I
yeah,
don't
well,
have
it is cool. I've seen pictures of it. I like that figure.
I don't
Uh,
have a lot of 6-inch Punisher stuff, which I don't know, probably comes as a big surprise to just because there's not a lot of good 4-inch stuff either, but there's a lot of good 6-inch stuff. I think I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of like trying to be a completist.
no, it's bad
But
enough you buy all the Iron Man figures.
yeah, going
Um,
back and getting stuff is really hard sometimes.
well, yeah, because even if it wasn't rare at the time, a lot of it tends to be a little pricey on the secondary market. And yeah, you don't want to go down that rabbit hole. That's why it makes me glad I'm not a completist with anything. I tend to find one or two versions of a character I really, really like, and I limit myself to those because honestly, I don't need a bunch of the same character running around. I don't mind having different Iron Mans because he's got different suits. And occasionally I'll put different heads on it and I'll say somebody was borrowing the different suit. But like I'll probably find a character that can wear the supernatural suit here. But um
It comes with a real cool M4 with an M203,
nice.
a nice pistol. The
Yeah,
weapons are fairly rubbery, which kind of surprises me
damn
because
it, I was about to ask, how's the texture on them? Are they rubbery?
and he does not have a holster for this pistol. He does have a lot of accessories on the back, though. It looks like he's got a knife that's not removable. He does have another pistol and a holster on the back. I can't tell if it's whoops.
Is it sculpted in there? Probably.
Tell if it's yeah, it's sculpted in there, but they did a really good job because it looks removable. So he doesn't have a holster for this pistol, which is annoying. Uh,
I was gonna say that's a detriment.
and on your note of like more figures with leather jackets, he does have a good cool leather jacket.
That's
He
awesome.
does have the like Jim Lee head with the headband. I'm just gonna leave that off. I like the skull face paint. I think that's fantastic.
I like the 5 o'clock shadow that they painted on that alternate head.
I do too. And
Um, if
as
for
for the
whatever
last,
reason you decide you don't like that head, I'll take it.
and as for the last accessory, he came with the Night Viper rifle, the Pursuit of Cobra Night Viper rifle.
Oh, it sure did, didn't it?
Yeah,
Um,
I absolutely hate these style of weapons because with the bridge between the butt and the grip, it's almost impossible to get figures to hold these weapons properly. So
yes. They might be based on real weapons, but they're that humans can hold because we have working hands, but it's very hard to get action figures to hold them, and I'm not a fan.
I think it's a cool sculpt. I absolutely love that sculpted weapon. I have a whole bunch of them because I bought a shit ton of those Pursuit of Cobra Night Vipers. But none of mine. There's a spot for it to peg into the backpack, and none of my guys are holding that weapon.
Not a surprise. Now that Punisher looks like he's ready to go down to and waste some mobsters.
Yeah, I absolutely love this. This is a fantastic figure. He's got a ton of like sculpted on gear. Um, I love the face paint. The like urban camo pants are unique. That's not something that I don't that I recall him wearing on a regular basis in the comic books. So I think that's pretty cool. Uh,
That is cool. That's a cool looking figure.
it's
I
fantastic.
don't have a single Punisher figure, but if I did, it's probably that would be a candidate.
Yeah, I think this is. Yeah, I mean, if I had a stock Punisher figure, this would be it. I wouldn't. There's nothing about this that I would change.
Yeah, it's badass looking.
The
Except
yeah,
except the holster to fit the pistol in.
yeah, that'd be the only thing I'd add. I would have them add is a leg holster for his right leg. I may have one that I can give him. I don't know. I'll have to look.
Be surprised if you didn't. Um,
Well, yeah, I don't have a lot of, and that's one of the reasons I don't do 1/12 scale customs is I don't have a lot of fodder. So,
like I said, if you don't want that alternate head, I'll take it.
oh, yeah, you know what? No,
Damn
yeah,
it. Fine.
right there.
Well, maybe you'll change your mind and send it to me later.
Oh, did he have a knife too that I dropped? No, no, he didn't.
No, that's a knife from somebody else who dropped.
No, doesn't fit. Damn.
Oh, that looks awesome though.
It does. It doesn't fit on there very well, but
Oh, you can fix that.
I could.
I think you should.
Yeah, I probably will.
I think you should. I mean, if you're not going to send the head to me, then you should definitely make use of it. I'm just saying, or send it to me.
We'll see.
Either way.
Yeah, those things are going to get glued in at some point, or they're not going to stay on. Yeah, it's all
Yeah,
fun.
two of my War Machine figures have their have their little extra pieces. Like, yeah, because there's the one from Civil War. I glued the little things in. I'm like, I'm gonna lose them. It drives me nuts. Shockwave's hat, I glued that shit on his head. Um, I need um I need to find Ricondo's hat so I can glue that to his fucking head too. Because it fits fine, but it just doesn't stay on to sit to and it drives me nuts. So I got him out the other day because I gave him a different weapon. Uh, I took a standard like Joe rifle, but I put the fabric wraps around it. So I got Tiger Force Ricondo out there with his cool jungle rifle with the wraps, and I gotta find his fucking hat. And next time I find it, yes, I'm gluing it to his head. I'm sick of losing it because Ricondo without the hat, he's got a great hair sculpt, but Ricondo without the hat is just silly.
I'm still waiting for more. I still have the retro Recondo in my pile of loot at Big Bad Toy Store. I figured more stuff would be coming in really
It
quickly.
will.
Yeah, so I'm not shipping it for one figure. So I have one. I just don't have it in hand yet. Last but not least is the Jim Lee Punisher.
Oh yeah, nice. Oh, he's got two head sculpts too. That's cool.
Yeah, we'll
Why
see.
does he have a white grenade launcher? What the hell?
It's a auto shotgun, and I have no idea why it's white.
I was gonna say that's weird. It's a weird choice.
Or
Okay.
no, it might be a grenade launcher. I don't know. Either way, it's weird.
I mean,
Super.
it's interesting. It's just a weird choice. Yeah, I remember when I was about.
Really nice sculpted bazooka. It
Oh
looks
wow.
like a backpack peg sculpted into it. So
Oh, he has an AT4. That's
yep,
cool.
it does. Sure does. Pegs right in.
Oh nice.
Yep. Yes.
Um, nah, that's cool.
Like a figure that can hold all of its accessories. And then he comes with an M60, but no ammunition or like ammo belts or ammo boxes to go with it. So he's got a pretty useless M60.
I was
M60,
gonna say if you need an ammo belt, I've got one you could have.
and then yeah, the
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Street sweeper, I think, is what they call this thing, but I don't remember. Um, but it's a little rubbery, unfortunately. And
fucking cool looking though.
yeah, it is. This is one I wish they had in 1/18 scale. And yeah, I don't know why it's white. And then yeah, just a regular Punisher head. We'll see if one of
Um,
the fits on the. Nah, it looks like it's got the same peg as the other Punisher head, so it probably doesn't fit as well. And is that the same mold? No, it's slightly different head sculpt too. But yeah, we'll give them the M60.
I've got ammo belts if you need one.
Nah.
Um,
But there you go. The Jim Lee Punisher. We'll give him the white gun here too. Maybe.
well, if you have any Arctic figures that need white weapons, well, there you go.
Hey, that's a good.
Um,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, give it to Snow Job.
I'll give it to
Um,
my I'll give it to one of my snow serpents.
or yeah, your snow serpents.
Yeah, that's
That
good.
see now if you get the retro snow serpent, give it to him. Um,
I'm on the fence on that one, man. Still. I was hoping that the retro eel and the retro snow serpent would have uh more vintage equipment, but they do not. So I might actually just pass on those.
um, yeah, I mean, I like the brighter blue on the snow serpent, but for the life of me, I cannot tell if that eel is any different than the classified one they already put out. There's because I got my eel figure out and I looked at it on the computer. I'm like, I don't think they changed the damn thing. I don't. It might as well be the same figure, and it was a weird choice. So, yeah, they should have sculpted the classic style backpack for it.
I figured that's what
That's
they were going
me.
to do with the eel and the snow serpent is they were going to do vintage style gear, and that would
Well,
the retro card. I mean, that would just make sense. It wouldn't be a lot of it wouldn't wouldn't have to retool the figures. It
well,
just be a small
especially with the snow serpent,
yeah.
they have AK-47s in the line. The Python Trooper and the Cobra and the Cobra Soul, they all came with, or the officers came with AK-47. So why doesn't the Snow Serpent? Why does the Snow Serpent come with a black version of Dusty's uh, rifle? The what is the Bulldog or the Bull, whatever it is. I'm like, that was a really weird choice. They have AK-47, so why does their retro Snow Serpent not come with one? That was a very strange choice.
And like tennis racket snowshoes. I don't know why they couldn't do that. And the like the V1 backpack and rocket launcher. I mean, it would not have been that big of an outlay to tool those up. So I think they missed the boat on those.
Strange choices. And Beachhead's weapons being green, but the ammo clip being gray, so it matches the ammo clips on his torso. Really weird choice on that one. Um,
Yeah. So yeah, it's some. I'm still picking that one up because I don't have a classified beachhead, and I do like the V1 style better than anything else.
yeah, because I got the classified beachhead when I was out at your house. And I still like that one. Um, so I'm fine with it. I'm not dedicated to Beachhead enough to need the classic colors. I don't mind the different tones on the first classified Beachhead. Now, if they do repaint retro Beachhead in Tiger Force colors, I will absolutely be buying
I
that.
like I said, that would as much as I hate Tiger Force, I've done a beachhead custom Tiger Force beachhead custom myself. So yeah, if they repaint it, and I can't see why they won't because it's low hanging fruit for
I was
Hasbro.
gonna say they they're gonna need to put out Beachhead repaints at some point. So yeah, I think that convention Tiger Force Beachhead, yeah, I will end up with that sculpt if they paint it in those colors. So, what are you doing, Hasbro? You're leaving money on the table. So,
They just probably haven't announced it yet, but
um,
at the very least, it's an easy custom.
yes.
Orange is not a fun color to paint, but that's why I have an airbrush. But I probably will not be doing a Tiger Force Beachhead custom. Just so let's make that clear.
Well, at least you did the 4-inch version.
Yes.
But the yeah, I feel like a classified Tiger Force Beachhead. I feel like that has to happen.
The
Uh
wife's
is it, I was gonna say, is there a dog waiting for food?
No. The wife just got back. She did
Oh,
it. She was out
hi,
doing.
Emily.
Stop talking about me. Oh,
Did you escape?
we did escape.
Hey.
Half an hour, boom. In and
Where'd
out.
you go?
Oh, she's got a group of friends that do escape rooms. So today we're.
Oh, that's why you escaped. I thought you meant she went somewhere with friends and she didn't want to be, and she was looking for an escape hatch. Like to
I
cut
got,
out early, like have Brian call with a family emergency so you could get out. But so escape rooms, that's different.
We were intentionally trying to escape. And we did this room a month ago and did not escape. So we had to try it again.
So if you don't escape, they let you out anyways.
I mean, ultimately, I think they have to, mostly because they have reservations for another group.
Oh, that's true. I'm sure there's legal issues otherwise, but
I mean, they all of these escape rooms have, yes, you're locked in, but like there's a key hanging by the door if there's an emergency or somebody actually
okay.
you can get out, but it's not as fun that way. So, yeah. So now we have to find a new place to do escape rooms because we've done all the rooms there. So,
oh,
but they recommended another place in town, so
sweet.
we have a lead.
Yeah, they seem to be pretty popular. There's like 3 or 4 places in town that do.
At least, yeah.
Yeah, probably more than that do
I was
escape.
gonna say there's an escape room place in Buffalo. So if you guys ever come to visit, yeah, there's one in Buffalo.
Yeah, but I like it, but I don't think anybody else does. Like he doesn't. So
I suck at problem solving, but I'd go. My kid would go. My kid loves those.
oh,
So
okay.
I don't think I'd positively contribute to the problem solving thing about let's find a way out of here. No.
I mean, some people are there for more moral and emotional support.
Well, there you go.
That's okay.
I could do that because you know those horror movies where there's an escape room, but instead of escaping, it actually kills you. Yeah, I'm one of the victims in those. So
okay.
Yes.
Got you. Like you're the one who gets killed right away, and then everyone else is trying to avenge your death.
Maybe not the first one to die, but I definitely die before it's over.
Knuckleheads are barking at.
All right. Okay. Glad you escaped. So actually the Night Viper rifle actually fits in the hand pretty well.
Oh, that's cool. All right.
The other Punisher figure, so because the white gun just looks stupid with him, so. And so does a M60 that doesn't have any ammunition for it.
Yeah, that was a weird choice.
So those were the 4 figures that I had planned on opening for this show. Out of curiosity, neither one of us are gamers, but there's a lot of talk about the Amazon Prime show Fallout.
I am watching it.
But what do you think about it so far? I haven't started planning on watching it because like I said, I don't play the game, but I absolutely love the mythos.
Yeah, I've never played the games. The only thing I knew about it going in was the little avatar guy, the little smiling thumbs up guy. That's it. I mean, I know immediately when I see that's from Fallout, but I didn't know anything else about it. And it is perfectly accessible for people that do not game because they explain things they need to explain. They set up the world pretty well, and that's utter chaos. Like if you're watching the show with anybody who's easily offended or bothered by violence or language, don't let those people watch the show. But it's really enjoyable. I'm liking it so far. I'm in the fourth episode, so
I think I'm going to start watching it here. I'll see if Emily's interested in watching it, but
yeah, it's I think
I actually have a couple of the 4-inch figures sitting here that I've picked up from GameStop. I've done a couple
yeah,
of customs that
yeah,
turned out
that
really
the
nice.
the night suit is practical in this. Like they built it for the people to wear. It's not CGI, and holy shit, it's so cool.
Yeah,
Um,
I definitely want to. Like I said, I'm not. I kind of got into the mythos when I was working on the ambulance here in town. One of my partner would bring in his gaming stage. I don't whatever platform it's on, and would play, and I would just like sit and watch because it was interesting enough to sit and watch it. So I mean,
um,
I know a little
and
bit about mythos, and
and
I did
oh,
a lot of
you know
research.
what? The other thing I know from it is the Nuka-Cola ads, and you do see the Nuka-Cola signs in the show, like when they go to these little ramshackle towns that people have constructed. Yeah, the like neon sign ads for the Nuka-Cola is there. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Um,
Yeah,
I
because the
do recommend it. Like I said, I don't know shit about it. I recognize a couple of the most obvious things, but like the Vault Dwellers, I didn't know any of that. So it's perfectly accessible if you've never played a game.
yeah,
So
I've never played the game, but like I said, I've done a lot of research for customs that I've done.
yeah, and your customs were cool. Like I even like when I looked at those customs, I didn't have enough context to even understand what they were, but it didn't change the fact that it was cool art. And this show is chaotic. It's definitely a show. Pay attention because things tend to happen fast and they tend to be shocking, but it's interesting. So
Nice.
yeah, I'm liking it so far.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm definitely interested in watching it just because like I said, I like the mythos. I have another custom planned, but I keep missing the figure that I need the parts from. So keep like, oh, it'll, it's on some pre-order. Fuck, I'm not pre-ordering it. And then I go back and it's like sold out. I'm like, and it's $30 on eBay. I'm like, fuck, I just need 2 parts from the figure. I don't need anything else. So yeah, that's always
Sorry,
irritating.
I'm thinking. Send me a link to what the figure is, and I'll look at it and see if there's anything I could use off of it. But
All right.
anyways,
I don't know that I have much else for the show then.
I don't know, but when Emily was down there, I was very tempted to sit her down and do the Colbert Questionnaire with her. Um,
Yeah.
but I didn't want to spring it on her. Unless you think I should.
Yeah, hang on a sec. Let me pause. Whoops.
Yeah, I didn't want to ambush you with this.
All right. So my wife Emily has been on the podcast before. She was on our audio podcast when we did a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles episode.
Um, yeah, when you were down visiting before, I was gonna spring the Colbert Questionnaire on you, but I didn't want to ambush you. So,
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll let.
um, because
Okay.
I could see the reaction going one of two ways, and I didn't like the second option. So, um,
Fair.
um,
Far away, you're very safe. It's this one who probably is less safe.
yeah, but I don't want to be responsible for that either.
Thank you.
I mean, I was there when you said you wouldn't ever smother him with his own pillow, but I wasn't there if you ever promised not to kill him in other ways. So,
That's a good point.
yeah.
Very good. Okay.
Um, But all right, so if you're unfamiliar with this, Stephen Colbert on his late night talk show will often interview celebrities and
You're a celebrity now.
um
Well, okay.
sure.
Stretching the position a little bit here, but that's okay.
Well, he wants to get to know the people as people and not just people that are there to promote, whatever project movie they're shooting. So these are supposed to cover the human experience. So yeah, I was watching a whole playlist on YouTube of him giving these questions to different celebrities. I'm like, I think I'm gonna steal these questions and use them on general geekery. So
Yeah, that's fair.
And then he's gonna send it to me, and I'm gonna do him on the next show, and then we're gonna pick a couple of our own and add them, and it'll be the general geekery questionnaire.
Okay. I like it. Yeah.
So what is the best sandwich?
Uh grilled cheese, I believe,
Ooh,
would be
classic. Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of cheese?
Uh I don't think I have a loyalty to any particular cheese. It's
Yeah.
probably what we have in the house, quite frankly.
Yep, me too. Just melt the cheese and put it on the bread. I'm good.
All cheese is good cheese. So yeah.
Yes, it's a food group.
It is
I'm eating Munster cheese right now.
delicious.
Um, what's one thing you own that you should really throw out? No husband jokes.
Thank you.
Uh
I thought I should cover that one first. Um,
well, I mean he doesn't fit in that category because I don't own him. That's not how that works.
I don't know. I don't know. An
um
argument could be made.
Yeah. Compelling at that.
I'm gonna say any item of clothing that doesn't fit me. Like I don't know if men have this thing, but I feel like women usually
I
have
have that thing.
more things that like I can't currently wear, but like someday I'm gonna wear that again.
Yeah, I'd like to be able
Uh,
to wear it someday so I don't throw it out. I have that problem.
Yeah.
So
So that everything in that drawer probably just needs to go onto its next phase of existence.
I think that's one of those situations where have somebody else come in the house and get rid of it. So it's still gone, but you're not the one doing it. So
Yeah. I like
um,
that actually.
Yeah.
next time you have house guests, you should harangue them into it.
Anyway, take everything in this drawer with you when you go. Thank
That'll
you. Bye-bye.
probably be you.
Yeah, that might be you, so heads up.
That's a good point. That's all right. As long as it's like, I don't care what you do with it. I just don't want to see it ever again.
Yeah.
So, what is the scariest animal?
The scariest animal. I think I'm gonna go with. Do you know those creepy whip spider things, whip scorpion things? That
No, and I'm not sure I want to.
you won't want to. Um, it. I think they're technically arachnids because I mean, they like live on they live like spiders in the world.
Imagine if a daddy longlegs and a scorpion had hot monkey sex
and had terrifying little children.
yeah.
Because
I don't want to imagine that. You're
oh
gonna take my appetite for cheese away.
Yeah.
no, no,
Um,
Jesus is always there for you.
Yeah, it's like a camel spider and a daddy longlegs and a scorpion had a menage a trois, and
They
that was
have
the result.
like extra long, horrible legs, and then an extra long, horrible, like scorpiony tail. It seems like.
that's awful.
Like I can live with a spider. Like I could have a tarantula as a pet. These things are just like a step outside into the like. Why?
I don't understand why that exists. I'm just saying. Um,
Somebody hates us. I don't know. And I don't know where they live. Like, I don't think you're gonna run into them. I have no idea what they're native,
I
like
know,
where they're
yeah.
native to, other than like creepy spider.
well,
nose.
next time you take a trip out of the country, research that, and if that's where, and if they live where you're going, find a different place to go on vacation.
Oh,
Um,
sure. They probably somewhere warm and tropical, I would guess. I don't know.
Well, luckily you didn't see any when you were in Mexico.
No,
Um,
no.
so apples or oranges?
Apples, 100%.
Oh, you didn't ask me that question.
Did I miss it? Oh, maybe I missed it on the list. All right, apples or oranges?
Apple.
All right. Technically, I know the answer, but I'm going to modify it. Have you ever asked somebody for their autograph? I know you have, but who was the first autograph you got?
Oh, shoot. Um, it probably would have been one of the early people at Starfest. Like, I mean, like in high school.
Yeah.
So
since
a
before you met me.
low these many years ago. But you were there for Jonathan Frakes. You were probably there for who else did we get at Starfest?
We got Jordy.
Yeah, LeVar Burton. You were there for LeVar Burton. Oh,
Those are the only ones we got at Starfest.
so then did I get an autograph without you? I
don't think so.
I don't know if I did.
You've gotten stuff autographed from me without me being there. John Barenthal, Carl Weathers. Seems like there was one other one maybe that you got that I wasn't there for.
Yeah, that one comic guy that both JD and I have met and you have
Oh
not.
yeah, and you've never met him, yeah.
I mean, it probably was then maybe Jonathan Frakes or something like that. Because I don't know if I would have.
I think the first Star Trek one that you got was Wesley.
But
Will Wheaton at the DCC.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I think maybe. I don't know. It would
I don't know.
Probably one of those. Will Wheaton, I'd say Will Wheaton or Jonathan Frakes.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, because you have action figures with their autographs on it, right? Like the Playmates action figures.
Well, that's what I'm trying to think if I got anybody's. I don't know that I got anyone's autograph actually before like we were together and we started getting stuff on the action figures. And so yeah, that probably is right.
Yeah, I think Will Wheaton was one of the first ones. So Will Wheaton, Jonathan Frakes, or
LeVar Burton.
Yeah, one of those three.
Yeah.
If I've never met LeVar Burton, but if I did, I think I'd want to get something that was a reading rainbow.
That's what she told him. She's like, I couldn't find a reading rainbow action figure, so I had to bring this, and he just absolutely lit up.
Yeah. And I told Jonathan Frakes that I was going to have him autograph a trombone, but they wouldn't let me bring it in through security. So
tragic.
He thought that was pretty funny. I think one of the coolest ones that she's gotten was John Delancey.
Yeah. And that first interaction with him would have been fairly early on.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was, because I was still working at Savio, because he asked, normally when you go for autographs, I mean, I feel like sometimes they kind of have a spiel of like what they ask or whatever. But John Delancey is the first one that was like, so what do you do? What's your job?
Whoa, cool.
I'm like, okay. And I was doing like the in-home therapy for like kind of the at-risk adolescent kids. So it's like they're court involved or human services involved. And I started my little spiel about that. And he's like, that is so interesting. Like, tell me all about, like, that's such a good thing that you do. I'm like, why am I talking to you about me? But like,
you got interviewed by John Delancey. That's awesome.
It probably breaks up his day a little bit and keeps him from having to answer the same questions 800,000 times.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a podcast I listen to where they interview different people from Star Trek. I'm going to send you a link to it. He was on the show last year and he was talking about his time at Kent State University. He was there when the shootings happened. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm going to send you a link to that. It's really interesting. You should hear it. What do you think happens when we die?
Is there any framework for that? Are we talking?
Nope. Just whatever happens.
I think our bodies decompose, and I do think there is some sort of spiritual something that carries on, and I don't know if it goes to heaven. I mean, in our case, it probably takes the express train to hell. Um,
Mine
or
too. But you know what? To quote that kid from Cobra Kai, all the coolest people go to hell. So
I don't know. Um, or I don't know. Look, have you seen The Good Place? If you have,
yes,
okay. Because it seems like, I mean, I really liked what they ended up doing at the end. Um,
me too.
yeah, where you're, what was it? Chidi talked about the energy in the wave, right? The energy
Hmm.
in the wave. The wave is not the energy, and eventually the wave hits the shore and the energy dissipates. But like the wave is just the part that you see, and the energy just kind of dissipates into the universe.
I like it.
So maybe it just dissipates. I don't know. I mean, when I get there, I'll let you know, but it'll be too late. So,
Well, I mean, we'll see. I've never seen a ghost, but I believe in them. So just saying.
yeah.
Um, um, favorite action movie.
Great action. Uh,
Alice's home video in the pool.
no. um,
Hey, Alicito.
I don't know if I have a favorite action movie.
Could be action, sci-fi, or action comedy, or whatever.
I mean, so my favorite movie in general is the original Ghostbusters, but I don't think you can call that an action movie necessarily.
I think you could.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
I
that,
I'll accept it as an answer. I mean, it's a pretty open-ended question, so sure, why not?
Yeah.
Um,
My favorite movie as far as just like to have on TV because I just need something on to make me laugh and forget whatever. Is still always going to be Hot Fuzz, which you could probably call that an action movie. Because that one makes me laugh.
that's the
100.
Simon Pegg movie.
Yeah.
Simon Pegg, Nick Frost.
yep.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
It,
Okay. Yeah, I've seen that. It's been a while. I should probably watch it again.
you should watch it again. I don't know.
The greater good.
The greater
Greater good.
good. It's for the greater good. Yeah.
Favorite smell.
Uh, smell. Coffee, probably.
Good answer.
Coffee in the cup or coffee as it's brewing.
Probably as it's brewing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the scent is just in the air and you're like,
Like, I know it's coming. Yeah.
um, least favorite smell. Husband jokes do apply here if necessary.
Okay.
I was afraid of that.
Now, I that's a
Dog
tough.
farts.
I guess maybe
Angie Dart dog barf that one time.
Angie Dog Barf. I mean, when I could smell, actually, I mean that one can clear a room.
Yeah.
So probably Alex farts, actually. And she's always the like silent but deadly. Like you never hear her fart. It's just like you all of a sudden feel like you're enveloped in this toxic green cloud of death. And you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just suddenly we're like,
Yeah.
Yep.
um, what was the first concert you ever attended?
Um, it was I saw Dio and who was with them? Somebody else. Uh Dio and somebody.
Bet that was good.
It was. And the somebody else was I'll have to look it up again. Because I can't remember who would have been on tour with Dio in early 2000s at Fiddler's Green. But
Could have been anybody
yeah.
from that time
So
period.
Ronnie James Dio and whoever was with him at the time.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Flat or sparkling
Um,
water?
I mean, it's sparkling if I could get it, but yeah, it's sparkling.
Most used app on your phone.
Probably Pokemon Go right now.
Three for
We all have the same answer. Um, you get one song to listen to for the rest of your life. What is it? Doesn't have to be on the loop. Doesn't have to be like constant. Just if you turn on a song or if you turn on music, this is the song that you hear.
There it is. Oh man. Um, can that be like instrumental stuff too?
Sure, whatever. Yeah, whatever song will put you at peace no matter what.
I mean, if it was the only song you got for the rest of your life, no matter how much you like it now, probably in 20 years, I hate it is the problem. I would
Oh
bet.
yeah, me too. I've got the same problem. So
No matter where it was. Um, I might go with like Bohemian Rhapsody because it's got
that
enough
is a very good choice.
emotion within it that I think it would probably stand up well to like a repeated listening.
Absolutely. My ex-girlfriend once when we first started dating, it was on the radio and she turned it off. And I'm like,
Oh,
what? What
That-
just happened? She's like, I switched. I'm like,
but
you
No.
you switched off Bohemian Rhapsody?
red
Should-
What
flag.
the fuck? She's like,
Yeah, that'd be
I don't
right.
care that much. And I'm like, what the fuck? So
Huh.
she turned it back on.
Okay.
And the rest of the time we dated after that, I gave her shit every once in a while about remember that time you turned off Bohemian Rhapsody? So
Yeah.
I have an irrational fear of adults that can't sing along with that song.
That seems
Fair.
I've
Yeah.
only met a few people that can't or won't, but I don't have any use for those people. I don't need that kind of negativity in my life.
Yeah, I have the same one for paramedics that don't drink coffee.
Oh, yeah. Seems kind of sketchy.
Yeah.
Does espresso count?
I would think so.
Yeah. But yeah, a couple that don't drink coffee. I'm like, I don't trust you.
Hmm.
You stay away from me.
Yeah. Even sociopaths drink coffee. So
Yeah.
What number am I thinking of?
12.
No.
Oh, okay.
And describe the rest of your life in 5 words. It can be 5 words that make up a sentence or just 5 disparate words. It doesn't matter.
Okay. I like that flexibility. That's good. I gotta plan these out.
Brian sort of fell down on this question. So
I had to like, can we knock it down a little bit?
But to fewer words?
Yeah.
Or- Oh.
Yeah. But no.
Huh. Um. So I'm gonna say keep learning, do some good.
all right, that works. I like it.
I like it.
I like it. Yeah, Brian said something about bitter old man, but I was like, that's only 3. He had to find.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, all right. So that was the Colbert Questionnaire. I'm going to ask this of all of our guests on the future episodes.
Yeah.
I like it because it gets the heart of find out who people are. So,
Yeah, without necessarily like, they're not super. You get a lot of information, I suppose, but it's not like super invasive.
well, yeah, it's not anything that's gonna make somebody uncomfortable to answer or whatever. So, sometimes the celebrities like Keanu Reeves, one of the questions was like, "What kind of question is that?" And then some people are just they rattle off their answers. They know exactly what their answers are. So, but yeah, I had a whole YouTube playlist. And I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm stealing these questions. So,
Yeah. No, I I think we should definitely do you next episode, and then I want to add a couple like general geekery questions.
Yeah, I mean, what are you thinking of for your like specific? What do you want to add? Are you adding questions? Are you taking some out or just adding?
Adding.
Adding like G.I. Joe or Cobra, Decepticons or Autobots. Autobots.
Your
Yeah.
favorite, if you could have one geek thing, what would it be?
Like how so?
Like any movie prop or toy or
Oh.
anything geek.
Huh.
Copy of a film, like the original film, anything geek.
Okay.
Like anything we don't currently own or that
No,
we
it could be
dream we could own.
have. I mean, it'd be like I have, what is your geek holy grail? I mean, what, it could be something that you already have.
Okay. Well, that's a really wide open question.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that could be,
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
that's the point.
it could be, I want, a mid inbox flag, or I want like the, Tesseract cube from the movies.
Sure.
Kind of a thing.
Yeah,
I want
absolutely.
the actual Tesseract.
Totally.
Yeah.
Um,
I think I would have
because
to go with one of the Iron Man armors.
Oh,
Like the Mark
Yeah.
III armor or something.
they could wear that to Comic Con,
Oh
but
no,
also,
it would just be
you
here.
know, but also, shoot missiles if you have to.
Yeah. No,
that would be
and
dangerous.
they had one. They had a prop once stolen a few years ago, and all the guys that I worked with in Ukraine are just certain that I'm the one that stole it.
Were you?
I was there actually in Ukraine, I think, when it got stolen. So I'm like, I was there, and they're like, we don't believe you.
I mean, that doesn't mean you don't have people.
Yeah, I think that was Ernst's
Here.
argument, was that it doesn't mean that you didn't pay someone to steal it for you. I'm like, okay, fair
Boy, it's probably good that you edit this while we're recording it. So,
yeah, I probably won't edit anything out though.
Well, in that case, you'll leave questions, a bit of mystery. That's not a bad thing. So,
Hey.
the will that the did he or didn't he question? Sure, why not?
It's good to make your viewers think about things, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make them wonder a little bit.
So yeah, now we need to start having some of our guests back on. We need to get like Dayton on again, and
Yeah, so I can give them the Colbert Questionnaire. Yes,
Isaac from Craniac Studios on, and
yes, that would be cool. So
I'm pretty sure that he'll do it. So
yeah, you should talk to him and get him on here because that's pretty cool. So
Okay. I'm gonna go do laundry because I live a pretty glamorous life.
and I think
I
that's
should do laundry, but I don't wanna. So
and I think that's about all we have for this particular episode. So as always, please do that fun social media stuff. Like, share, subscribe, comment below. Do the Colbert Questionnaire in the comments below if you'd like. And
yeah, I'd like to read people's answers. So
100%.
or if you want to be on the show so that we ask you the questions, well, that's cool too. Let us know.
And if there's people that you want to see on the show, let us know. And if you have topics, ideas for the show, we want to hear those too. But as always, thanks for watching.
Thanks, everybody.